It's time to complete this year's Holy Trinity, choosing AutoGuide.com's Utility Vehicle of the Year. And after Jody, Craig, and Steve burned up all the budget on our fancy shoots in California, all we had left was enough to buy these sunglasses. So without further ado, let's kick things off with our first contender. The Honda CR-V may be a segment leader when it comes to compact crossovers, but it's not one of our Utility Vehicle of the Year contenders simply out of respect. It's all new for 2017 in every sense of the word, and it starts under the hood. It's got the same 1.5-liter turbocharged four-cylinder found in the Honda Civic, with output at about 190 horsepower and 179 pound-feet of torque, which is plenty for this vehicle. It's not too heavy, which means that torquey engine is more than enough to motivate it in most situations. Keep in mind, this is a compact crossover and is mainly meant for family duty. It's not like you're going to be winning any races in it, but you're probably not going to be entering any races either. Base models of the CR-V still come powered by the same 2.4-liter four-cylinder that carries over from the last generation, but truthfully, the turbo engine like the one in our tester is the way to go. Regardless, both come mated to a continuously variable automatic transmission that performs like a continuously variable automatic transmission. I've never been a big fan of CVTs, and my opinion isn't going to change here. It's whiny, it's got that rubber banding effect. I'm not so crazy about it, but it's not the worst transmission out there, and it'll do the job for most people without much fuss. You're not going to notice any issues with it, and that's the most important thing here. The turbo engine doesn't feel quite as perky as it does in the Civic, but there's still plenty of power, tons of low-end torque when you need it for passing on the highway or merging. You're not going to notice any issues. You're not going to feel like it's underpowered. The CR-V's chassis is a little rigid and rides a bit like a truck, but the suspension is nice and supple. It features a multi-link setup in the back and fluid-filled bushings at all four corners, which do a pretty good job of absorbing a lot of the road imperfections out there. They don't really transfer to the driver or passengers all that much. Another thing that really impresses me about this new CR-V is the cabin quietness. Now, a lot of the credit goes to the active noise cancellation system that's standard across the trim range, but it does a pretty good job of cutting out a lot of the road noise and engine noise. Yeah, you can still hear a little bit of the whininess from the CVT when you accelerate, and overall it's fairly quiet, and holding a conversation in here shouldn't be a problem. Joining the noise cancellation system is a laundry list of standard and available features that range from Apple CarPlay and Android Auto that runs through a touchscreen infotainment system to safety features like adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, forward collision braking, you name it. It's a pretty well-rounded package and honestly could compete with some premium options out there. The CR-V is also bigger this time around, which translates directly to more passenger and cargo space. There's more than 40 inches of legroom in the back seat this time around, which is more than the Honda Pilot, not to mention the Toyota RAV4 and Nissan Rogue. Another huge bonus are the rear doors that open 90 degrees, which make it super easy to load and unload kids from car seats. Honestly, it's one of the most underrated features of a vehicle, and I really think people need to look at that when they're shopping for a new family vehicle. Now, thankfully, the CR-V hits the mark. Behind the second row, cargo room has also grown, and there's now more than 39 cubic feet of space for your stuff. Fold the second row, and that number grows to 76 cubic feet, and there's room for all kinds of larger items from bikes to bookshelves. Add it all up, and the 2017 CR-V has all the ingredients to keep it at the top of the segment for years to come. But does it have what it takes to claim AutoGuide.com's 2017 Utility Vehicle of the Year? Keep following along to find out.